So, you want to learn how to use the cinematic camera in The Sims 4 to create super aesthetic videos, or machinimas as we call it. You've landed in the right spot. Today I'm going to show you how to use the cinematic camera and some of my favorite tips and tricks so your shots will look just like a pro. Personally, I've configured my camera settings to my liking, and this is completely optional, but if you want your camera to move really slowly like mine, these are my settings. If you right click on your Sims 4 icon on your desktop and then go to open file location, that will bring you to your bin folder. Next, open the res folder, and then lastly open your video camera file. Scroll down to the bottom of the document and you'll see the default interpolator parameters, and that is what we need to modify. Under default interpolator type, I have mine set to linear, but there's actually 3 settings that you can change yours to. The first is linear, the second is easy in, and the third is easy out. Easy in means that the camera will start moving slowly and then it will end faster. Easy out means the camera will start fast and end slowly. I personally like my camera to be at a constant speed, so I have mine set to linear. Next, you'll see the default interpolator time, and I believe by default it's set to 2 seconds, but I personally have mine set to 20 seconds because I like my camera to move very slowly. To save the settings, all you have to do is hit File and Save, and then close that document. Side note, you don't have to close down your game if you ever want to change these settings. You can just open it back up at any time, change the settings to your liking, and then save the file again, and the new settings will take effect. When you're in live mode, you can hit tab on your keyboard and you'll enter the free camera mode. You can use the arrows on your keyboard to move forward, back, left, and right, or the WASD keys if that's what you prefer. If you hit Q on your keyboard, that's going to raise your angle, and if you hit E, it will lower it. Now for the most important part, we're going to find 2 points of interest that we'd like our camera to move to. You can set a camera angle on your keyboard by pressing the Control key plus any of the numbers from 5 to 0. But I don't recommend setting any camera angles on the number 9 or 0 because you use those when you're raising and lowering things in Builder By, and it can cause issues. If you would like to clear a point of interest that you've saved, all you have to do is press the number that it's saved to and Alt at the same time, and it will remove it. So now I'm going to save this point of interest, and I'm going to hit Control 6 on my keyboard, which will save it. And then I'm going to move over to this point, and I'm going to save this as 7, so I'll press Control 7 on my keyboard. If you press Shift and then the camera point that you saved, it's going to bring you directly to that point. So now I'm just going to press Shift 6 and it will bring me right to the first point that I saved. And now I'm going to press 7, and as you can see, the camera is slowly moving to that point. If you hold down the number of one of the points that you saved, your camera will move even slower to that point, and I love doing that. Also, another thing that I've noticed over time, if you go back and forth between your interest points, like let's say I'm pressing 7 right now, and then halfway through I start pressing 6, the camera will move the opposite way, but I've noticed that it moves slower for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but that's a little trick that I love to do. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below in the comments section. I'll be sure to respond to you, bestie.